Hello everyone, it's June 25th, 2026, and I wanted to show this collection of white Matchbox blanks, Graffic Traffic models, and possible pre-productions that we just got in on consignment from a local collector. A lot of interesting things here, and each one of them has a separate story. Some of these were purchased out in the Hershey conventions and at Charlie Mack's Matchbox USA conventions years ago from people who had contacts within Mattel. So some of these may be unusual. Some of these you may have never seen before. I know there's a few things I had never seen before, but all of them have a story. So let's go through it. Okay, first thing I see is a couple of MB38 Model A vans. I suspect these are blanks. Now, what I mean by blanks is that the companies ASAP and Color Comp Incorporated Tampo printed custom-made models on models that were blanks like this, and offered them to people that had promotions planned for their companies, for special events, for clubs, or whatever. I may not have the story correct on all of these. Some of these may be Graffic Traffic models, which were a range of Matchbox where all white models were sold, and then there are some pens that you were given as part of a gift set for kids to color them. But I'm going to take a few guesses on these. So before we list these on eBay, I'm going to do more research on these and determine if these really are Graffic Traffic, if they are ASAP Color Comp blanks, or if they are pre-productions, because some of these I've never seen before. So given that some of these came from dealers who had inside Mattel connections, we're going to have to assume some of these are pre-productions. So there we have the two Model A vans. Let's see, this one is made in China. A lot of these are made in China. Most of the blanks were made in China. Here is actually a model that was first used by Ron Slider for the York Toy Fair. The York Fair. It wasn't a toy fair. But his model was actually made, we found out later, on top of this piece, which was available to other companies for doing promotions. And it's kind of a premier style with rubber tires and all that. Here's a school bus. Total blank. This was used on a lot of promotions. This could be a Graffic Traffic, so we have to do some research on that. This we know for sure is a blank because we had almost 100 examples of this that were tampo printed and labeled for an event in Indianapolis, and we finally sold out of all of those last month. This is an interesting 1962 Corvette, all white. Here's the same model that's black. We know this is a blank because I've seen this on a lot of promotions. Here is a Mustang. We know that's a blank. We know this is blank, like the Volkswagen. This was another blank that was made in China by the hundreds, if not thousands, to be used for promotional purposes. And it also has the Premier's type wheels, rubber tires. So it's got some high detailing too. But this was definitely a blank. I know this was used on some promotions. Here's an interesting set of two different pickup trucks. These 56 Ford pickup trucks, oddly enough, were made in two different kinds of purple. We still have a lot of blanks of these in stock that we're going to be offering to people who want to do promotions. But this one is the more obscure color, and when we offer these on eBay, we're going to put both of them together so people can immediately get both color variations. Here's an odd one. I am not familiar with this chrome and white model. I'm thinking it's a pre-production. Here is a Lamborghini Countach. This one is the strange one. I've never seen a Lamborghini Countach with wide slicks. So I would assume this is a pre-production, never produced. Here's another odd one. I believe this is the one that was made with the Milka deco on the side, but this has no deco, no tampo printing. Here are two different Peterbilt tankers. One has a Thailand base, the other one has a China base. Those will, I'm not sure if we're going to sell those together separately. Here's train number 2. Some of these you may recognize as Graffic Traffic, some of these you may recognize as blanks because you've gotten them on other promotional or short run things. It's a nice Ferrari F40. Sauber Group C Racer. That's an interesting Sauber Group C Racer with Champion on the back. Looks like it's two different windows. It's quite interesting. I haven't noticed that before. Here's a Ferrari 308 GTB. Here's a Chevy Lumina. This one is known to be a blank for a number of promotions, as well as this one. We also have a large stock of these that we're going to be offering to people who want to do their own customized models. This is an odd one. It's Pontiac Grand Prix with these kind of wheels. Never saw this before. I'm gonna have to do some research on it. That may be a pre-production as well. Here's another model. Thinking it might be a blank. I'm not sure. Or a Graffic Traffic. This one we know for sure is a blank because Charlie Mack used this on one of his promotions. This is a well-known blank that was used in a number of promotions. This one I'm not quite sure. I have to do some research on that. Okay, flip over to the next one. Here is another example of that Corvette. So we have one with two different windows. Here is a Corvette 1997 Corvette. Interesting thing is I got another collection of blanks a couple of years ago, and it had one of these with a metal base plate, which I've never seen again. And actually, it's not in this collection either. I'm thinking that was a pre-production. I also got one of these that had a metal base plate and was a blank, so I'm thinking that was a pre-production as well, but that's not in this collection. See what else. Interesting enough, there's been a couple of other collections of blanks that were used for salesmen that salesmen use these to go to different companies and promote getting promotionals done. And this was part of the salesman's package. This is just like the standard. issued Matchbox model, but this was also marketed as a blank. Not sure if anybody actually used those. I think this one, this Ferrari, and this Porsche are from a set of Graffic Traffic models that were chrome. Now these are Premier First Edition models. I won't go into that here. I think the original owner just took these out of the Premier First Edition packages and just put them in this tray. However, I have seen these used as blanks as well, so I'm guessing these are just Premier First Edition models that ended up in the tray. And here's our last tray. Let's see, here is another MB38 van. That says Thailand. The other one we had is a China base. Oh, that's interesting. This is one that was manufactured for McDonald's Corporation. It probably doesn't belong in this tray. Here's a Ford LTD police car. This is going to be a good one for someone. This 4x4 van. This is a blank. This is going to be someone's going to be very happy with this. This is a Matchbox Superfast #1 Dodge Challenger, but it's got a major following within the collector community, and this, I believe, was a Graffic Traffic one, so that'll probably sell well. Here is the International Armored Car. This is actually a known blank. Not sure if this is a Graffic Traffic or not, or if it's a blank. I've never seen this actually used as a promotional model, but so I'm guessing it might be a Graffic Traffic. Here's another one that will probably sell well, this white Chevy van. Here's another Lamborghini Countach. How does that compare with the other one that we had? Okay, so we've got one with clear windows, one with red windows, and we've got, of course, the one with the slicks on it. And here is a Oshkosh extending ladder fire engine with 8-dot wheels. Porsche 959. And finally, a Ford Supervan 2. Not sure if this is a Graffic Traffic or a blank as well. Haven't seen this used on too many promotions, so it may be a Graffic Traffic. But it's going to take some research, and I'll do my best to identify if we believe these are Graffic Traffic, blanks, used for promotional purposes, salesman samples, or if they are never documented anywhere else, we'll consider these pre-productions. So there you go, that's a final view of them all. Have a great day, folks. Bye-bye.